Hello, everybody. Today is time to speak about something that will happen to everyone in our daily life. If there's one unbreakable truth, is that things will go wrong in production. No matter if we're talking about lost database connection or try to reach an unreachable external API, or even when our string services just crash. So we lost communication with streams with async communication. So every kind of problem can happen to our applications in production, and they need to be ready for that. This big picture of our ecosystem. When we're speaking about applications and microservices, I'm speaking about the purple highlighted zone. So you got many components in your ecosystem, your digital strategy. Things like API gateways, front-end APIs like mobile or external immersive conversation, low code, web applications, and so on. All these front ends will connect to your APIs through an API gateway, and there is a highlighted purple zone which where are all our business intelligence, our business logic, our business decisions are taken in this place. These are the business applications, our microservice, our bounded context intelligence of our business. So, and in addition, these applications interact with lots of technological components all around their database in where they save and load data. There are stream service from where they take events and they also publish events. So there's a whole ecosystem around, and things can go wrong in any kind of aspect of these technologies. So let's see in practice very common scenario in order to give you some experience, some practical examples. Okay, come to think of this, I brought to us a very common e-commerce scenario. I got two microservices here, order microservice and payment microservice. Our order microservice gonna get some web requests on its web adapter, so it will do some processing and save its states through the state adapter. As a consequence, order microservice emits an event saying there's a new order created. This event hence will reach another microservice that will in the stream adapter, and the microservice itself will react to it, do some process, and save its states on the database. So this is our flow, this is our happy flow. I will start to building a microservice here with DevPrime, which is some way to speed up our development diary routines by using a series of accelerators like this one here. Allow me to introduce you the DevPrime CLI. Now we'll be creating a brand new microservice from scratch. We got two microservices out there, and I'm gonna create our order microservice. This is a command line interface which will help us to speed up a lot of diary routines in our diary on diary basis. The first one is to create a new project. I'm gonna create a new microservice. At this step, I am creating, I want a new microservice, and it will on MongoDB for database, and it will be on RabbitMQ for stream or to emit and receive events on RabbitMQ. I'm going to create an application now, but it's important to notice that when you create a new application, a new microservice, there's a lot of concerns, a lot of decisions have to be taken, like how many layers my applications will have, what will be responsibility for each one of these layers, how would they interact with one each other, So a lot of decisions and consequences, and you lost a couple of weeks discussing how is the best way to do that, or this is the way or that way. So now DevPrime is just finishing this discussion, and it's creating to us a production ready microservice. With a single line code, DevPrime brings us a completely engineering project. I'm going to show you. Here's our microservice. It's on MongoDB and RabbitMQ. And we got a software engineering project here. Let me see the order. It's our new microservice. I'm going to open an editor and also keep this running. Okay, let's check it out inside our brand new production ready microservice. Well, one important aspect here is that we got two main components here, adapters and the core. In adapters, we have each technological detail of our applications are here in the adapters components, which means that our domain don't knows nothing about technology. Our business rules are totally decoupled from technological aspects, which allows us to give a better maintainability and testability. And in addition, we can change technology with no impacts to our business logic code. And speaking about adapter, each one of these projects got one unique exclusive responsibility, like web adapter receive web requests, expose our APIs engine points. Stream adapter interacts with receive events and send events through streaming like Kafka or RabbitMQ. State adapter will load data from the database and also save object states in the database. Services adapter will make communication between different APIs. If I want to reach an engine point from external API, so it will be done by my services adapter. In addition, things like gRPC, GraphQL, and so on. If I need to interact with an identity provider in order to authenticate or authorize my requests, I also have integrations with security adapter. So each one of these technologies got one unique, exclusive project, exclusive component to deal with. And our domain business logic layers remains untouchable by technology, so decoupled. Okay, this in addition, if someone have worked on one project with DevPrime, so we will be able to work in any squad because all DevPrime projects got the same structure. So if a developer worked with DevPrime on a past, so just take it to the next squad and start working with DevPrime right now, because there are no onboard, there are no loss of time to understand the new project, understand different ways to code, understand how to do things inside this project A or project B. No, every project got the same structure, so they are organized the same way. People can work in them all. Okay, I just started our application. Okay, the only step we did, it was to create this microservice. We just said to our DevPrime CLI, create a new microservice, and we got a new microservice. He said, it's a production-ready microservice. Let's check it out. What does it mean in practice? Okay, we're looking at the log, and I haven't placed any code for do that. So I did no extra effort, but I have a log. Why? Well, because every DevPrime stack got smart behaviors. These smart behaviors give me this log. Every process inside DevPrime applications can be traced here, can be tracked here by this log. It's and I don't need to do no extra effort to have it. It's a smart behavior from the stack. So we have the engineering project. Okay, so we got a structured application project with architecture decisions taken for us, and we also have a stack with smart behaviors. By checking this, it's a brand new microservice and it's a production ready microservice. You see, we got states technology connected to MongoDB. We got stream connected to RabbitMQ. We got a web adapter here, and it's pointing to an ending point. 5001. Let's take a look at this endpoint. Okay, welcome to DevPrime. Um, Welcome to the DevPrime. Okay, we got a microservice order and also an open API. So let's click here. And we got an open API enable. It means that if we place this microservice under the API gateway of our choice, we have a production ready application running here. Only thing we need to do now is to place some business logic on it. As I show you, people, business logic comes here in these components, core domain. So it's here, the place where I gonna put my business code. So I need to write some business code here. I need to add some aggregates. I need to do things like my CLI can do, that I add dp add aggregate order, for example, to place some code here. I can do that, just place some new aggregates. And we got an aggregate here with some classes. I can place my properties here, start to write my code, but it takes a little time. So in order to do this faster, I'm not gonna write it by hand at this moment. And for the purpose of demonstration, I'm gonna place some code here from a marketplace of business rules. So now I got two classes here, order and item, and they both came from the DevPrime Stack Foundation. So I got some code here. It needs to be based on some Stack Foundation classes in order to give them a domain-driven design behavior. Okay, and it's remember that it's up to you and your team to write these files. Okay, so this is something that you and your team will write line by line. In this demo, I just did an accelerate step, a quick step, in order to do this step faster and use better our time in this presentation. But it's up to you to write any single line of code of these two files, because here are placed your business logic intelligence. Okay, so we got our domain here. We got two classes, order and item. And I need also to write some code in order to retrieve states from the database and also to save states on the database. I need to place some code here. I need to write some code here. And I need to follow some patterns in order to write this code on the states. Patterns very known in industry, like repositories and connections and so on. I need to use some industry patterns. Also, I need to use some industry patterns to expose my API, and also I need to use some industry patterns to make dependence injection and to make some tests. And that's a lot of work to do here. I can do that by hand, just writing code and taking some classes from Stack Foundation, but I also can use an accelerator from the DevPrime CLI. In this case, I'm going to show you how to accelerate very common steps from our diary routines. I'm going to type here dp init. It's a command line which will analyze our domain, and based on our domain object, it will write some very useful implementations to us. Okay, identify, found, one aggregate, order with entity item, And now it starts to make some implementations to us. So a lot of things have been done here. Okay, I got some tests. I got dependence injection. I got my web models in order to receive my requests. I also got event handlers, a lot of things. Of course, we have states repositories. Let's take a look at this code. All these implementations were done by DevPrime CLI in it. It does what the only thing it did, it was just follow some patterns like repositories and to make some mapping on these classes, in order to better use your repository. Also expose API to us. So we got order ending points here. We also get this job done. And now I can just run again my application, right? So let's run it again and let's check it out what has been changed. So a lot of very common implementations need to be done in our microservice. And DevPrime CLI just follow the instructions in order to create connections, repository, models, and ending points, also some tests for show us how to test this kind of architecture. In addition, a lot of extra steps that we need to do every time we want to expose APIs, every time we need to need to communicate with databases. So now our application is running, but we placed some some business rules on that. So it's an intelligent microservice now, okay? So let's refresh our API and voila, what we have here. We have an API with ending points that we can use to communicate to our microservice. Okay, so let's make a post here. It's a post. Okay, I'm gonna post my API. And that's it. I got a success. Okay, I got a success. Oh, my API just respond me, okay, you could post a new order. So we're talking about post a new order on this API, and this API after next step, do some processing, save its states on the database, and emit an event. This event will be detected for another microservice that will react to it and save its state in another database. So we just made it. We just create this application, order application, and let's verify, let's check it out, let's inspect and track what happened inside our application. Okay, our journey starts here on the web adapter. Web adapter just receive a post on its API and start to call some internal layers like applications and domain and save its states on the MongoDB and emit an event on the RabbitMQ. So every step we planned here are happening on the real application. So our application is ready and it's production ready also because we got all this information. I can just follow everything that is happening inside my applications, and I am not using debug or another thing. Just reading this process flow diagram in our DevPrime applications enable us to detect things that happen inside. So let's take a look. For example, I'm gonna change my tabs. Okay, I'm on a tab. We are watching order microservice log, and I'm gonna change to see the payments microservice. Okay, so I'm gonna change my tab in order to show you people this microservice, this payment microservice. Payment microservice needs to be receiving an event on stream adapter, doing some process and saving its states on the database. So I'm gonna change my tab. Now we are watching to payment microservice. And that's it, what we got here. We got the payment microservice and stream adapter is on RabbitMQ. There's an in event coming here. As a consequence of this event across the applications, domain, layers, and states, placed on MongoDB, save the brain state for new payment that has been processed. Okay. So we got the two microservices here and everything went fine. So everything it's okay. I need to make things just go wrong. The first thing can go wrong here is, let's suppose that I can't write on my database. I lost communication with MongoDB. What happened with me? Okay, I can show you just what to do in this kind of situation. I'm on MongoDB here. I'm running on a container in my local machine, and I just turn it off. So there is no more MongoDB available. But I'm gonna start to record my order in MongoDB. So let's see what's happening. Just click, okay, just click on my API. I can follow, I can trace all information. And I saw that there's a web request coming here. So go to application domain, and when it reaches the state adapter, there's a retry happening here. Okay, so a retry, in this case, is configured to 2 times, retry, and we got a circuit break. So our state adapter knows that MongoDB has no more communication. And if I try to talk to it, again, I got a state unavailable. And if I try once more, also it's internal error, and I got state unavailable. You see, at this point, state adapter itself knows that I can't communicate to my database because my state database it's on circuit break. So the state MongoDB alias state1, it's on circuit break, which means that I've tried a lot to connect to this database, but I couldn't. And so now it's on circuit break. So next time I try to communicate with this database, I did retry only once, you know, I did retries only once. As soon as I got information that I'm on circuit break, so the next request comes to web adapter, and when it takes to when they reach the state adapter, it's unavailable. So I didn't try again. So it's important that I don't retry. The next two attempts me here, it was unavailable. It was unavailable because it was on the circuit break. If the database is on circuit break, the next tries will be unavailable. Because if a database it's on the way to get up again, it's on the way to recover from a disaster or a crash, and every single application tries to connect at the same time, it will never be, your database never will reestablish, because you need to give a break in order to your database to get up and running healthily again. So this is the reason why we got a circuit break. In addition, we got a fail fast philosophy here, because if we have a problem, we don't insist on retries all the time. So we have information that the database is not unavailable. So our request just reach the database, don't even reach the database, just gave us a database exception without go to the database, because the database is on circuit break. So it's a fail fast approach, so I don't need to wait until one more retry, because I already know that it's unavailable. Okay, and let's get back our database. So let's get back our database. Takes a little time to reestablish. I think it's enough now. And let's suppose that I try now to make a web request in this situation. And let's see what's happening now. Okay, but now I got a success. I got a successful response. And this is what's happening. State adapter got this circuit break turned off. Okay, it's turned off, and then my order has been recorded. Okay, so it's being inserted. So my state adapter just get my object and insert into the database. Okay, so things are right now because circuit break is off, because MongoDB has been reestablished. So as soon as our database reestablished connection, so we gain connection again. We get the connection. Okay, let's suppose that in another scenario, we lost communication with RabbitMQ. We lost communication with our stream adapters. And how would our application behave? Né? Okay, let's see in practice. First of all, I'm gonna break my connection with RabbitMQ. So I'm going to stop my container. Just stop at RabbitMQ. As soon as my stream adapter detects that there's something wrong with RabbitMQ, so it starts to retry communication. You see, it starts to retry communication. Stream adapter do that by itself. I don't need to do no extra efforts to have neither the state adapter behavior nor uh, the stream adapter behavior, because these are smart behaviors. I got circuit breaks, I got retries on state adapters. So I got retries on state adapters. I got circuit breaks on state adapters. And I also got the same behavior. What a cool thing in stream adapter. So I got retries on stream adapter and I got circuit break on stream adapter. And I don't need to do no extra effort to have it because all DevPrime applications got the same smart behavior in the stack. So stream adapter just react to the fact that the external stream service, our async communication service, is out. So it had a crash. And we can't communicate through streaming. So let's place an order in our API and watch out what happened. For my own surprise, I got a successful response. So I want to see why I had this response. And I go to the log in order to trace information on my DevPrime application. And I see that my request came here on the web adapter on the endpoint I placed, come across the application, internal applications, and it saves its states on MongoDB and goes to stream adapter, RabbitMQ, okay, and out event order created. But there's a little bit more information here. This event has not been delivered. Okay, I would be lost in my event here, right? But no, because we're using DevPrime. So DevPrime just knows that the stream adapter isn't can't communicate to RabbitMQ because it's unavailable. So DevPrime stream adapter itself took a resilience strategy and write this event on a proper fallback that you configured before start this application running. So the resilience strategy just wrote my event into a fallback, and I don't need to do no extra effort to have these behaviors. These resilience behaviors, it belongs to stream adapter itself. I don't need to do no extra effort to have it. My stream adapter did that for me. And as soon as my RabbitMQ reestablished, so I'm gonna get back my RabbitMQ running. As soon as my RabbitMQ reestablished, DevPrime microservice gonna detect this and react to it. So we are rerunning our container. And waiting for. Okay, there's some more reading my something went wrong here. Wait a minute. Okay, as soon as our order microservice reestablished, we got a circuit break off. So it says that the RabbitMQ reestablished and DevPrime stream adapter detects it. So DevPrime stream adapter detects that the circuit break, just turn it off so it can restart to receive our events. Let's do the same again here. Just grab our RTMQ out. Start to retry, okay. And then opens a circuit break. We've got a message, resilience message here, and we get back our RTMQ. Okay, so we got as soon as our circuit break gets back, so we start DevPrime stream adapter itself. It starts a resilience process. This resilience process will read the event that I would be lost in that. So I would be lost in this event, but now the resilience adapter just read the event, and now stream adapter just say out event order created. So the stream adapter itself got this behavior, and I don't need to do no extra effort to have it. All these kind of concerns, all these kind of actions and decisions are taken every DevPrime adapter. So let's take a look at the following situation. It's important to notice that this event, this out event here, order created, if we change the tabs and look inside payments log, we see this in event order created. I froze my application last time because I just type some keypad key here that just freeze my application. This is the reason why I need to restart it. So but now what we got is that this event that would be lost, it's now reaching its destination here in the other microservice. No matter if we lost communication with external service, no matter if we lost communication with database, your application needs to be ready to act when these kind of things happen. And I'm gonna bring to you one more scenario because we got an order and payment here, but I think it would be nice if we enrich this experience a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna place a new step on it. Our order microservice will receive web requests, do some processing, save its state on MongoDB, and then emit an event. A payment microservice in its turns will detect the event, but there's an extra step here. Attention, please. There's an extra step here. I'm gonna place an extra step here. I'm gonna make a web request from service adapters on payments to the order microservice in order to get the total of my shop. Total. That's it. So I'm gonna bring this information to payment microservice and then save its state on the database. So I have receive an event. I make a HTTP call to an API, and then I save its states on the database. But it's important to notice that I need to. I'm gonna do that for the first time, just running a different version of payment. I call it smart payment because there one extra behavior on that. So I'm gonna show you people the difference in its code. Okay, payment. In this situation, we are watching the domain logic inside payment microservice. And there is an extra step here, and this is a get order total. It's a process event inside DevPrime domain. Uh, Process events are ways of the ways the stack have to allow you to trick domain events with no concern about any technological details. If I want to bring some information from the external world, I just trigger an domain events. And these domain events will be taken to a proper handle, which will do the necessary, the required processing. So here I am I'm triggering an event that will bring to me value from our API. So let's take a look at this get order total event. Total this our event handler. Our event handler will do nothing uh, more than just make a web request in general. So we are making a web request here, and we're receiving response and getting the total. That's the only thing. And these events provokes to we have a web request, an HTTP call. Okay, we are running the two microservices together, and I gonna place a web request. Okay, now we got a little bit more information here. The first thing is I did a web request. So there's a entry point here in our web adapter. It came from this post API. So it goes through the internal layers and go to the state database, MongoDB, okay, state adapter, just save its states. Stream adapter, just out an event. Everything went okay. But there's an extra HTTP call here. I just received another web request, but I just placed one time an API. Who did this second web request? Who did it? Okay, let's take a look on the log. And we saw that the web origin was payment with this replica ID. So the origin of this request has been the payment microservice. This is our web request coming into DevPrime, and this origin was payment microservice. So why did payment microservice make a request on me? Why did it happen? Because once the payment microservice receive events, it makes a web request to order API. This is I just changed the code on the payment microservice in order to produce this behavior. So it's here on the order microservice, and if you check it out inside the payment microservice log, just now we are watching the payment microservice log, and there's a very interesting line here. It is the application calls the services HTTP get, and then there is an ending point here. Okay, people, so we got a web request from payment to order. And we can identify and trace that on the log because it's also on the log. I don't have to do no extra effort to have it because DevPrime stack itself do that for us. So just place the code in the right place and we got your or process step by step notify here by log. So I got service gets and the process keeps going. The new payment is created and everything goes fine. Now let's make things harder, okay? Because it's too much easy. Now I'm gonna change specific code and I'm gonna place on the Armor microservice something to make the process slower. I'm on order microservice and I'm going to make this web request unstoppable. Okay, so I will never get back from this. I'm gonna slow it down until it time out. Go to application. And on the get, I think should be enough. There's a trading task delay here, which will wait eternally. Now let's run again our order microservice. If you haven't downloaded yet the DevPrime solution in your house, please do this right now. Go to devprime.io and download it. Share this video with everybody you know, and also do your tests. Try to reproduce things I'm showing here, and also give us some feedback. It would be really appreciated. Okay, now we got the order microservice on the run and the payment microservice on the other tab. Order microservice, now we will receive a web request. So everything goes fine, went fine, out, event. But if we go to the payment side, there's something going on here. Oh, what we got here? A service microservice, service adapter. Service adapter is trying to retrieve this ending point from order. It's trying to make a web request, but there's a task delay out there. So it's time out, time out, time out. We got a retry process here. We got got a retry process here, same way we had in the stream adapter, same way we have in the state adapter. We got on service adapter, there's a retry and also a circuit break, which makes to us very interesting to make a test. Let's send this same event again. So it will try to process the same event, right? Let's publish on that. So it was really nice in event generic. I think I did it not the wrong thing. Just wait a minute. And now, okay, we got it. We got a circuit break off now because I lost the time for the circuit break. Okay, it's retrying. It's retrying. 1, 2, 3. 1 of 3. Retry again. 2 of 3. Payment microservice, it's trying to reach the order microservice, but there is a slowdown code on order microservice which avoid it to respond. So the DevPrime service adapter is retrying until it goes to reject the event and do a circuit break. But it's on circuit break, so this address, it's on circuit break right now. So if I try to place another event, the same content, it will be on circuit break. So it's on circuit break. It will not respond until the order microservice start to slow down response. So I need to stop the order microservice, change its code, remove my slowdown, and let it respond our API. So now we respond our API. And if I try to communicate. Everything, it's fine. Services just getting response. And we having to do that for any one of these adapters, and all of them got the same behavior. You see the same retry and circuit break sample in string adapter, in state adapter, in addition in service adapter. And I did no extra effort to have it. DevPrime Stack got this in all the applications because every DevPrime application is standardized and got the predictable behavior. So just stop share screen. And that is a key point when developing with applications with microservice, because that's a lot of things around that we need to get worried about. And that these are technological aspects. And if we put all our energy and time to create technology, we lost very important time to market that will be much more useful for us in our companies if we create bridges to communicate with people from the business areas. So I can just accelerate, I can speed up the delivery process, the software development process by using a platform like DevPrime. So I got more free time in order to discuss domain aspects, domain features, innovation, and things that gonna help me to be more productivity, and more. I also will be more engaged to things that really matter and not gonna be solving the everyday same problem, because all of these details are already solved inside DevPrime. I don't need to get worried about them anymore. And all my applications got the same standardized and predictable behavior. So it's very, very useful when you got an incident. You need to do root cause analysis. All your microservices got the same behavior, and all of them got the same. Uh, the, if you got problems, if you got outages, if we got crashes on production, all our microservices will be ready for that. Come to think of it, come to think what we're talking here. So I recommend you, highly recommend you, if you didn't download yet, to download DevPrime, do your try to reproduce steps I did here, and also give the feedback. It will be very appreciated. See you next time. Bye bye.